Benvenuti a Lillac, presented from Lillawards 2022. We will be your hosts tonight and will present the Lillawards. Lillawards is not just the Lillac presentation for Evilloh, it's also a blog for articles and some more interesting features that will be revealed to you soon. But let's cut to the chase. Tonight's Lillawards will be offered to you by Voltric and Evilloh. You will have an insight of the awards given by Evilloh and the jury to some of the games that Evilloh has played. You will also have the chance to participate to a game where you might win a prize. Enough with the talking then, let's go!
For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game.
This prize goes to the game that delivered the story in the most original and interesting way. Hopefully not like you deliver your orgasm to the ladies, since there's nothing original nor interesting in that. I have to remind you that this is a family-friendly show. Do I have to remind you that you are a homosexual? Why would you say that in quotes? Because we all know that you just haven't found the right girl yet. That would be a plot twist. Talking about plot twists, the prize for the best narrative goes to...
The Forgotten City brings you a story that uses a simple time loop to deliver an interesting story full of unexpected moments and deep conversations. It has multiple endings, and even if it isn't challenging in terms of difficulty, it's still entertaining and a joy to dive into. You won't feel bored by the repeating of the loop, since the game design is well thought, even if the game is based on a simple Skyrim's mod.
For outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
I've been told that this year the prize should go to Evilloh's artwork in his new collection. I heard that the prize should go to Carlos' drawings. But you didn't even know half the comics he mentioned. Carlos Hotter, a man with balls of that size, is surely an alpha that would be a perfect fit in a family. Well, since none of those collections were video games, this is just speculation. Let's go back to the deal. Right, the award for best art direction goes to...
It Takes Two is such a joyful experience. The levels that you pass through with your characters are so diverse and well thought, full of creativity and colors. You can go from snowy mountains to the depth of the sea. You'll ride a super cute spider and you'll be solving puzzles in outer space. Every new level I started made me giggle with joy and emotion for the surprises and delightful colors and ideas presented. A shout out to Psychonauts 2 that delivers the same kind of experience artistic wise, but I felt a little too repetitive compared to It Takes Two.
Recognizing a game that stands out for playability, enjoyability of its gameplay, and have a good time it.
This award is kind of generic, isn't it? Yeah, but to be fair, have you ever played a game that might not be shining for any particular trait but was so much fun to play? You mean like Smart Girls Winter Wonderland? That's not what I was thinking. Oh, you're right. Smart Girls Winter Wonderland had exceptional storytelling that would give it an award just for that. I think you talk about games like Diary Girl or Diva Dancers. Sure, that. So, this award goes to a game that brought hours of entertainment and fun regardless of narration, art or music. And it goes to...
Half-Life Alyx must win this award. Unfortunately, what wins this prize is not some new sensational way of playing Half-Life, but just the perfect implementation of the VR environment. The gameplay is easy, a first-person shooter with kinetic gloves, but the experience is out of this world. It's a revolution of the video games, being able to pick up bottles with liquid inside and just watch the bubbles react to the motion of your hand. Drawing on the window glass with a Sharpie, throwing dead animals around, or just catching things with your gloves are actions that I'd consider boring, but they become entertaining in this game. It is a shooter game, it becomes a survival horror and merges small puzzles. It has it all and delivers the experience using all the tools that a VR headset can provide, making it an unbeatable winner in this category this year. You get so hooked with the gameplay that outside the game you'll probably try to grab things with your non-existing kinetic gloves.
For bringing an emotional and immersive story, carefully written with quality and outstanding content.
Didn't we have a narrative prize already? Yes, but this one goes to the story itself, not for how it's delivered.
I don't get it.
You know, like To the Moon? That game is kind of trashy, but with the writing, it made one of the best games out there.
Oh, I know To the Moon. Isn't it the game that had a super famous comic stripe on Twitter with many likes and retweets?
I'm surprised that you actually played it.
Oh, no. I didn't, and neither did the artist who made that comic stripe.
Moving on, the award goes to
Mass Effect Legendary Edition, because I've been struggling with this decision for weeks and this is my final answer. All the stories in the nominees are awesome, but Mass Effect brings the story to a level of detail that the others can't achieve. The dialogues are well written, and even though I don't appreciate the main character being so extreme in their choices, either being super good or super evil, the whole story is coherent and has an amount of information and details that you can dive into if you want to.
For a thought-provoking game that can have a pro-social meaning or message, or that just leaves you with a jaw-dropping moment.
How many shit categories did you invent, Evilloh? I swear, this one existed in last year's Game Awards.
You're saying that you are copying another Game Awards?
I'm just taking inspiration from it.
You'll never find a girl if you copy from others. Real women can detect the alpha male from far away and then don't copy shit.
And real men can smell STDs from far away, so you get your penicillin shot and shut the fuck up. This prize goes to
Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye. It's a little unfair that I mix games with pro-social meaning messages with stunning games. But what matters is that the game has impacted you in a way that you'll hardly forget events or messages that occurred in the game. And this 15 to 20 hours DLC gets the prize for that. Just like the main game, I can't tell you much about it without spoiling the game, but the twists that you get by playing it are just formidable. It's so amazing that I consider this game like a standalone game, deserving a Lillawards 2022 prize.
For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat.
Ooh, this category gets me all excited, you know. Watching sweaty men fighting each other for a mademoiselle like me.
Not all of them are men, and some of them aren't even human.
I'm into fury, don't worry.
And surely they aren't fighting for you. What do you know? I know because I played those games, unlike you.
I have a husband and a life, you know.
Alice!
Con la puta cena, coño, dejate de rollos de ahí, coño, siempre con los juegos y las mierdas. Tira para la cocina a fregar.
If your fights were a video game, that win this award. Trust me. The award goes to...
Titanfall 2 wins the tie over the other contestants. It's due to its simplicity and its variety. You can both fight as a human or as a mecha, and it's a fun shooter game in both ways. It's like playing an Evangelion game, but with America in mind instead of a Japanese hentais. It's easy from the get-go and dynamic enough to keep you interested in the gameplay throughout the whole campaign.
For a game that brought you on a special journey, presented to you by a special guest, Pirate Evilloh.
Hello, Churma! Here's Pirate Evilloh. Who else could announce the prize for the game who has best achieved the epicness of a journey filled with thrill, emotion, and pure fun? A game that sent you in a different world where you dived into an imaginary universe and let you impersonate an alter ego which felt real and well constructed. Lots of fun and adventures I've been through here on my Beluga Molle, but never could I ever have imagined to go on such a journey like the one provided by this game. And the prize goes to...
Elden Ring won over other tough competitors like God of War or Mass Effect. The feel that I got from Elden Ring of starting some quest and after 2 hours finding myself lost in a completely other quest is something that I haven't felt with the other games. I just couldn't stop playing it. I felt amazed and thrilled by every zone and every enemy I found in the game. Being an open world, it allows you to explore and pushes you to that kind of immersion. But this is the best open world game that I've found so far, since it's always full of things to do, things to see, to watch, and to die for.
For the best action-adventure game combining combat with traversal puzzle solving.
Seriously, who makes up the category titles? I don't take criticism from someone whose last name is Pernacchiella. I'd like to speak to your manager, please. And this might be a challenging puzzle to you since our manager is currently on nap time. Do you find this funny? I find your life choices funny. At least I didn't get monkeypox. And the best action-adventure award goes to...
God of War is the god of the genre. When I think of this genre, only AAA games come to my mind, and God of War is the best that I've played this year. It has some cutscenes that leave you breathless, but what makes this game the best of the genre is the fluidity of the mechanics, the fun of the fights, the small challenges and puzzles that you find on your way, the story that gets told effortlessly while progressing through the game. It's a masterpiece in many aspects, and still is one of the best action-adventure games of all times out there.
For the best game designed with the rich player character customization, progression, and immersion.
You know, Alice, this is my favorite category. I must have Alzheimer's, since I don't recall having asked you anything about it. You're so full of shit. I know this category. Role-playing is when you play make-believe with your husband and you can be a nun or a nurse. And why not a policeman or an engineer? You silly goose. Those jobs aren't allowed for women. How can you have a husband if you're ugly as an engineer? Whatever. This award goes to...
Mass Effect Legendary Edition is the sum of a space trip that lasted years and I could revive on this incredible remaster. The progression through the 3 games and the customization creates a connection with your character after every ending credits. All the choices you make that will affect your future help this immersion in this world and in the character. Also, the gameplay is strictly linked to all the choices you make in terms of equipment or skills. It's the ultimate 360 RPG space experience. Yay!
Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay.
So you know what a strategy game is, Alice? Do you know what does this mean? Unfortunately, we don't have many nominees here, but sure they are worth the mention in one of the best categories. The award goes to...
Thronebreaker surprises you with how fluently it merges card fights with the storyline. All the battles include some of the lore of the story in the game, even the optional challenges are involved with the story. The game can provide a good challenge that will make you spend some time thinking about your deck and actions on harder difficulties. It has a good story, it's well drawn, and most importantly, the story is interesting and there's a surprisingly good voice acting.
For the best game created by an independent studio.
Let's show some love for the small ones, right? No. An alpha male can only have a massive studio with a lot of semen. Semen? Not semen, you pervert. Seamen, like pirates, you know? So this prize goes to incredible seamen that worked hard to provide us with some incredible games without having the support of big name behind. And the award goes to...
Inscription gets the prize for the best indie game. Super original gameplay, the whole art design of the game is so interesting and not as shallow as it might appear at the beginning. The game is not just a roguelike card game, it's so much more, but I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just advise to all the 4 listeners of this video to give it a try if you have a chance. And remember to add me to your deck.
For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song and or licensed soundtrack.
I really liked the Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion song. Don't be stupid, there's no such thing like...
Pay our taxes, we've got rent and we've got bills. There's layers to the onion.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Nowadays everything...
Remember
can
to
happen.
pay your taxes though. Turnip Boy is just a fictional character.
Duh, and you're a stupid whore, but I'm not pointing it out every time I've got a chance. Or... maybe I do? Whatever. This award deserves some love through a compilation, and since it focuses on the music, we'll just stand here dancing without showing any visual content from the games. Or maybe I won't even be able to upload this video to do YouTube's copyright, so you'll just watch us dancing in silence.
Life is Strange 2 has the best compilation of songs of the games list. Of course, Final Fantasy VII Remaster has the best songs. Obviously, I still cry listening to Outer Wilds soundtrack. Did I pass days sleeping while listening to some of Death's Door songs? Probably. But the ones that I put on repeat the most were the ones from Life is Strange 2.
Such a winner. Such a winner.
Here comes the end of our journey. Aren't you happy, Alice? I'm happy to go away from here since your stupid presence is harming my reputation. Do you have a reputation? Of course I have. I'm a life coach for a lot of incels. And you call that a reputation? And you can call your face a face? That doesn't even make sense. Your face doesn't either. Back to the point. We are awarding the game that has best performed during this year, leaving a mark in our hearts that will be hardly forgotten and that we surely will advise to anyone we meet. The award goes to... I don't know. Let's take a look at them all. Ori was incredible. I thought I'd get bored, but the game provides you with a lot of variety and different ways to play the 2D platform that it is. The art is one of the best I've seen this year and the story is so emotional. But unfortunately, I think the platform genre falls short this year for my tastes in terms of Lillac winner. Outer Wilds is basically the same Outer Wilds of last year, but with another story. It's like the sequel of a movie that you really like and that you find as well crafted as the first one, and you don't feel neither bored or tired of the same atmosphere. This is like asking, will be the last Lillac be able to win over these competitors and claim the prize 2 consecutive years? I cannot spoiler anything, but I'll just say that I found myself a little frustrated with the scary parts. Unfortunately, I'm a pussy, and I couldn't repeat some scary parts, resulting in watching some videos on YouTube instead of enjoying the full experience. But that's on me, not on the game. Elden Ring is the one that got most of my time. I found myself hooked to the game by killing every boss that I encountered and by exploring every zone that I entered. Amazed by the character design, challenged by each battle, filled with curiosity for every secret. The story was kind of meh since it was told in a mysterious way, but hey, it's the From Software way to tell things, so I accept it. I felt Psychonauts and It Takes Two fill the same gap in my games collection. Both are colorful, fun, easy to play, and with amazing boss fights. Even though I really liked It Takes Two story, I'm sorry. I mean, if you really are listening to this, you deserve this. I thank you. I won't cut this out. So, where was I at? I really liked It Takes Two story, but I feel like the Psychonauts has more intense and complex story. While I enjoyed much more playing It Takes Two since it was a cooperative game. Both spark a lot of joy. Ugh, this Lillawards is getting difficult. God of War is a perfect game, I'd say. Like Control or the Uncharted's. Those kind of games that would fulfill basically 80% of every gamer's needs. The gameplay is easy to catch but challenging. The story is interesting and will stick with you for a while. The images that you see while playing the game will leave you with the mouth open. The cutscenes look like they are taken from a movie and many times they merge with the gameplay effortlessly. But does it have a soul? It's a AAA game and it shows. Should it pay the price for that?
And last but not least, Half-Life Alyx is a game on a different level. It wins every other game in terms of pure fun. It felt like going at an amusement park and picking up a VR ride. Unluckily for me, the story is linked with the other games that I haven't played, and I needed some explanation to understand what was happening. But apart from that, the game was another planet. It is another Wilds joke. Oh ho ho ho. But all the goods that this game have are strictly connected, dependent to the VR. Is it fair to give such power to a game just for the console it is played on?
I'm sick of it. I can't anymore. I mean, it's 11:48 and I haven't decided yet the game. So I just say it's Half-Life Alyx, I guess. It's the one that got most of my fun. I wanted to give it to God of War, but no, Half-Life Alyx. I mean, it would be an experience that I think everyone who doesn't have trouble playing the VR would enjoy. It's incredible. It's the revolution of the video games that's in here. And even though I really love Outer Wilds because of the eye, and I would have given it the prize this year since I listened to the soundtrack over and over again. I don't want to repeat myself. It's Half-Life Alyx. Okay, bye. Enough. Enjoy. Lillac presentation is what you have tonight, and it's Half-Life Alyx. I'm sorry, Matteo.